Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting off with moisturizing my model's skin. My model is my little sister, Nikki. And to moisturize her face, I am using Cetaphile's moisturizing cream. To prime her face, I am using Loreal's Magic Perfecting Primer. And I am only putting that in her nose area and in her, where she has pores. Basically, I'm going for that lit from within look, so I am putting highlighter high points of her face using the WhatsApp highlighting stick. It's a little sample I got from Sephora. And I'm using my Real Techniques Miracle sponge to blend that into her skin. I am using my NYX Correct Conceal and Contour palette in the shade Light, and I'm using the peachy tone to correct her under eye area, and I'm using that sponge again to blend it out. I am going in with her foundation. Her foundation is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation in the shade Light Sand. And I'm using that same Real Techniques sponge to pat that into her skin and down her neck for a seamless application. I'm using MAC's NC25 to brighten up her under eye area, and I apply that in a triangle shape, and I go ahead and I put some of that on the tops of her nose, the center of her forehead, her cupid's bow, and the sides of her lips, just to brighten up all of those areas. And I blend it out with my Real Techniques Miracle sponge again. I really like this sponge. I like all sponges in general, but my beauty blender is pretty beaten up, so I've been using this one and I really like it. I'm really interested in trying out that more sponge, the new ones that they came out with. I think it's a pink and a black one, or a red and a black one, and I'm really curious to see how they work. If I do try them out, I'll make sure to let you guys know what I think about it. I'm using the Coty Airspun Translucent setting powder to bake underneath her eyes, the top of her nose, the center of her forehead, basically anywhere where I applied concealer. And I'm setting the rest of the areas that I didn't bake with the Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Setting Powder. I'm going in with Refined Golden from MAC just to bronze her cheeks and her forehead and underneath her jawline. It does look kind of harsh, but you'll notice that at the end of the tutorial, everything looks beautifully blended, and yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and contour her cheekbones using Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, whatever's left of it, because I'm running dangerously low. It's my favorite bronzer / contour product. And I'm just blending that out with the Sonia Kashuk fluffy brush. This brush is so old. I think it's like 3 or 4 years old. I got it in a kit a long time ago. And I'm just dusting away all of that baking powder. Here I am applying one of e.l.f.'s blush powder in the quad. It's like the peachiest shade that comes in that quad. but I underestimated how pigmented it was, so I kind of applied a little bit too much, but it all worked out in the end. I'm using Anastasia's Green palette, and I'm mixing two shades. I don't recall what shades they are, but I will have them down in the description box. Just highlighting her nose, her cupid's bow, the tops of her cheeks. If you guys think that these clips are a little bit too long, let me know. I just really wanted to show the most the actual time it takes to apply these products. I did cut them down a lot, but I think they're a little bit too long still. I'm applying MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot on her eyes to prime them. This is my favorite product to use for priming my lids, or my clients' lids. Lids. And then I'm blending them out with my finger. I think this is Buttery from the Self-Made palette. I used it underneath her brow bone area, and there's one I've done already. And then I took my Love Letter and Venetian Red from my Renaissance palette, and I packed it all over her lid area. And then just dusting away any fallout. And I'm placing a little bit more of that baking powder underneath her eye area in case I have more fallout. I can just wipe it away and nobody would tell the difference. I am using Venetian Red and Love Letter to blend out the lid area. Whenever I'm doing a smoky eye, I like to make sure to use the same shades that I used on the lid to blend out the crease area. I think it works best for me only when I'm doing smoky eyes. As you can tell, when I blended out the lid shade, I did lose some of that intensity from the lid area. So I just pack it back on and blend out a little bit more. I think I'm going in with Vermeer to highlight her brow bone area. And then I'm using a little bit of Buon Fresco to blend out her crease area. And I'm just reapplying and reblending, reapplying and reblending using the same colors that I've mentioned. I'm using Cyprus, Umber, and Love Letter to further define her outer crease area. I wanted the darkness of Cyprus Umber, but I didn't want to lose the plum shade, so that's why I chose to mix them. And I'm just taking a little bit more of Buon Fresco to blend it out. I'm using Love Letter on a fluffy Sigma E25 brush to place. I'm placing it underneath her lash line. And then I am taking, I think it was Antique Bronze or something like that, and I am blending it underneath her lash line. I'm taking a BH Cosmetics defining brush, and I'm using Cyprus, Umber, and Love Letter, and packing that underneath her lash line for added darkness. And I'm taking my pencil brush with no more product on it and just blending it out for a seamless look. I'm taking Vermeer and highlighting her inner corners. Now I am taking my NYX Jet Black gel liner, and I'm lining the upper and lower waterline. I'm taking Maybelline's gel liner, and I'm going to be lining the top of her lash line with the MAC 210 brush. So off camera, I went ahead and applied mascara, lashes, and then up next, I'm going to be doing her brows. So using a MAC 266 brush, I am just filling in the sparse areas using Anastasia's chocolate brow pomade She has such pretty brows that I didn't want to, you know, do too much to them. And plus she likes the natural look, so that's all I did. I brushed them out with a spoolie, and then I set them with NYX's tinted brow gel. And yeah, that's pretty much all I did on her brows. For her lips, I took ColourPop's Dopey Ultra Matte lipstick, liquid lipstick, and I used it to line her lips and also fill them in. And that's pretty much it. This is a completed look. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I think it came out gorgeous. And yeah, stay tuned for my next video. Bye.